Hey guys, ForTheAfro Reviews here, and today I'll be reviewing chapter 172 of My Hero Academia, and I gotta say, I really like this chapter. Usually these kind of slice of life things are, I'm not gonna say I don't enjoy them, but they aren't really my favorite. They aren't really my speed as compared to like the combat and like the more action-oriented things, or like mysteries being solved or something, but I'm really enjoying this stuff, and I think it's due to Horikoshi's great writing, and just want to give him praise right away, because this is really well done, the art's fantastic, and I find myself really immersed in the chapter all the way until the end. So, let's get into it. The first page has Momo talking about how during etiquette lessons as a kid she had to learn how to play the piano. So she's new on keyboards, which I'm just waiting for her to realize what different styles she has to play with. If we get any pages of them practicing or anything, she's gonna be like, whoa, I know all the notes and stuff, but this is way different, synthesizers and stuff compared to like classical piano. That'd be kind of funny to see her make that realization since she's such a preppy kind of kid. Moving on from that, Mina gets a little disappointed that Momo won't be dancing with all of the rest of the girls, because other than Jiro and Momo now, all the girls are going to be on the dance squad, I'm pretty sure. So she's disappointed about that, but she's okay with it because she's like, okay, that's still really cute though, so it's fine. And then Mina moves on to say that they need some staging. Just Todoroki was saying, hey, is that really enough to get the crowd like rowdy and stuff? And Mina's like, we need staging! And she says it in this really dramatic way. It's like, I think she's like spinning as she says it. Like, again, this is what I'm talking about with good art. Like, just that little panel of her being so excited about that was amazing. Great stuff. So she goes over to her laptop, or maybe it's Ida's laptop, because we saw him on a laptop a chapter or two ago, I think, like planning for this. So she goes through her laptop and searches a video or has a video about like this whole like stage performance. It's like a disco ball and like streamers and stuff, and she's saying like we need stuff like this, and she creates this brilliant idea of having Uraraka make Kirishima and Todoroki float. So Todoroki makes a bunch of ice, and Kirishima like chips it off and makes it like chips and pieces of it, and then Aoyama like is gonna be spinning in circles in the air with his laser, making lights. She's basically making a disco ball, and Aoyama looks a little worried immediately. I think it's because he doesn't want to hold it for that long, because if he uses his quirk too much, he poops his pants. So then they're trying to figure out who's gonna be the singer, and around this time, Deku, Kirishima, Tsuyu, and Uraraka all come back from their supplementary lessons, their makeup classes for being in their internship and rescuing the area and whatnot. So when they're back, Uraraka immediately says like, hey, Jiro, I thought you would be singing. Like, are you not singing? And she seems a little embarrassed, like, no, let's not make this more complicated than it has to be. Like, she doesn't want to sing, it seems like. But Kirishima, Mineta, and Aoyama all do, so they give their own little performances trying to, be like, I should be the singer, and it looks like they all suck, because everyone's kind of like, I don't know about that, and then they have Jiro sing, because Toru is like, hey, I've heard Jiro sing before, and she's really good, I think she should be the singer too. So we get this little bit of Jiro singing, and it looks like she just blows everyone away. Like, there's some panels of the three that were also trying to sing, all being blown away by her amazing music talent. So after looking really embarrassed about everyone saying she has a husky, sexy voice, Jiro says that they still need two guitarists. So naturally, she gets the volunteers of Kaminari and Mineta, who both want to be guitarists. Mineta turns out to be too small to even reach the frets, though, due to his character design, and he's the one who says that, and he breaks the fourth wall doing it, and it's great. He pouts her afterwards, and he's like, man, stupid cultural festival, let's be over already. And then Mina comes in and cheers him up immediately by being like, hey, how about I let you be, like, part of that, like, have a harem part in the dance with all the girls, and he's like, okay, cultural festival, come already. And it's pretty funny. He's not my favorite character, but I found that entire like progression hilarious. So Tokoyami actually goes and picks up the guitar that Mineta dropped. He just picks up the Les Paul and starts wailing on it. He's playing something probably really depressing sounding. And everyone's like, whoa, Tokoyami, you can play? Why didn't you tell anyone? And he says something along the lines of, I had to free myself from the burden of the F chord first, which is just hilarious, because a lot of beginning guitarists struggle with the F chord, apparently. I'm a drummer, so I never had to deal with that. But I've heard it's pretty hard. It's like a hard one to just learn and implement, so that makes sense. And it's absolutely hilarious how he said it, because Tokuyami's just such an edgelord. I love him so much. Never change, Tokuyami, ever. We did a few more interactions between the students, just talking about what they want to do, and either be on the staging or the dancing crew, since to be on the band crew, you basically really have to know how to play an instrument, obviously. So we get the final lineups here, and I'm gotta say I love them, and I love the pictures that come with them too. Here we have the band team, which includes Kaminari on the lead guitar, I'm assuming, Tokuyami on the rhythm guitar, we got Momo on the synthesizer / piano, we got Madman Bakugo on the drums, and we got Jiro playing the bass and being lead vocals. On the staging team here, we have Todoroki with his ice powers, we got Kota, we have Kirishima, we have Sero, and we have Aoyama. And then for the dance team, which seems to have the most members, we have, again, Aoyama. He's on both the staging and the dance teams. We have Ida and Izuku. We have Tsuyu, we got Mina, we got Mineta, we have Ochiko, we have Toru, we have Sato, Ojiro, and Shoji. So yeah, that's everyone. And apparently it took them until 10 o'clock at night to decide this, and Ida looks exhausted. He looks absolutely, he has like rings under his eyes like I have all the time. Yeah, he looks just wiped out, so I'm glad that this has been decided for his sake. So we cut to the next day where Izuku's actually meeting with All Might, and I thought this was a little weird at first because I assumed All Might would be a little peeved at Izuku for attempting to give his quirk to Mirio. But it doesn't seem to be the case. I guess this plot point isn't going to be tackled yet, or maybe at all. Maybe All Might just heard that, and he's going to see Izuku grow out of that insecurity in himself. Anyway, Izuku is talking about how he's excited about the festival. He looks so adorable, being super excited. Like he looks like genuinely really happy on this first panel we see of him. He goes on to talk about how in the fight against Chisaki, he actually reached 20% of his maximum power output, and how with One For All, he was bad against long-range attacks, and how he wants to learn how to better fight with One For All. So All Might immediately says, let's go to a change of location, I need to talk to you about some stuff. So they go to the change of location, he's in his UA gym uniform, and All Might immediately tells him, hey, go to 20% One For All. And Izuku's like explaining like, hey, does a lot of in my body, like grades everything, blah blah blah, and All Might's like, yeah, it's fine. Full Cal! I thought it was really funny how he just kind of shouted out Izuku's name for it, and it was like, yeah, let's Full Cal! So Izuku goes about, he reaches 20%, and he looks like he's in a lot of pain. All Might tells him to just go for an attack like from that position, just without even moving. Then he just throws a kick, and a lot of wind pressure gets sent out from that kick, and Izuku didn't realize that he had this much strength in the 20%, or he didn't realize that he could do this with that strength in the 20%. It doesn't quite destroy the surrounding trees, but it looks like they have some damage done to them, like they've been ripped apart a little bit, and since they're solid trees, it's a good amount of wind pressure there, especially for Izuku still being in his first year. He still has 2 more years, in school before he hopefully has 100% under control, so his progression is going really well. We actually get a little breakdown chart of his progression. We get this nice little flow chart, and it's describing Izuku's progression throughout the series. It comes in 6 different parts, so he's had 6 really steps in his progression, I want to say. Number 1 is unleashing 100% of One For All from one place, like when he threw the ball in the fitness exams. Number 2 is controlling a percentage of his power in one place so that his arm or leg or whatever explode, like when he was fighting against the Nomu or Todoroki. Number 3 comes controlling a percentage throughout his whole body and putting it into regular use so that he doesn't destroy himself and he doesn't have to worry about sending a power to one place or another at whatever time, which is the full Cal technique that he developed with Gran Torino. Then came number 4, shoot style, which he learned from utilizing kicking techniques from Ida and further refining his movement style. Number 5 was increasing his regular upper limit from 5% to 8%, which he did in his fight against Bakugo. And then number 6, which is where he's at currently, is when push comes to shove, he's able to draw 20% for a short period. And what I really like about this flowchart is that each of the pictures by the numbers of the steps of progression that I just described, he has a picture of the situation I described. And on the last one, number 6, there's no picture. Instead, we just get to see Izuku's face, which is kind of like saying, this is where I'm at now, this is the present Izuku, this isn't a picture of the past or anything. I don't know, little details that I appreciate. Following this, we get Izuku realizing that All Might, he wasn't always using 100% of One for All, he wasn't always just max power. Otherwise, when he just walked around places, there'd be giant gusts of weather-changing, air pressure all the time. So he determines that he needs to combine steps 2 and 6 from the list I previously mentioned, which is controlling the amount of power he's using in one place at a time, as well as using 20% when push comes to shove. So if he can do that, he can basically, right at the moment of impact, increase his power output to 20%, and then use long-range attacks without causing damage to himself. All Might thinks this is a good idea. This is kind of what he was going for him to learn, basically, but he says it's going to take a lot of nuanced control. It's going to take a lot of effort here. So Izuku goes, I'm going to have to practice, and he holds his finger up like this, like the OG Izuku madman that we all fell in love with when he was just destroying his fingers. Only now, I'm pretty sure he's going to be practicing with his fingers where he won't be destroying them. He'll just be putting however much percent in just his finger, and until he can do it perfectly, and then moving up to maybe a whole arm or maybe a whole leg or something. So he's going to incrementally train, starting off with his fingers, basically. And this is really cool to see because on top of the breakdancing thing, where I think that he's going to implement, the movements and just the style of breakdancing into his own fighting style, now he's going to also implement long-range techniques. And if he does end up doing both of those things, he's going to be just way cooler in the next combat-centric arc that comes up, or the next class competition, let's say. I really want to see him fight Bakugo once he can do this well, because he's already way better than the last time him and Bakugo fought, and I want to see him fight again now. Our boy Izuku is really coming up in the world, and that was really cool to see after all the slice of life stuff that I also really, really, really enjoyed. It was a great chapter. And then, for the cherry on top of what I am already praising as a good chapter, at the very end, we get a little shot of Eri coming to UA with Mirio, and she's wearing, for the first time I might add, actual clothes that we've seen her wear hospital rags, and then she was just wearing basically a tarp over her when she was being held by Overall, and with the weird bandages everywhere. But now she's wearing normal ass clothes, and that's cool to see. She's slowly becoming more of a normal kid, and she deserves it. The poor Eri, guys. So I'm not sure if there's been a large time skip, or if we're gonna see some practices with the whole crew and stuff for the concert performance. Since Eri's already there, I kind of assume there's been a time skip to the cultural festival, because I don't think they let her go out and visit a bunch of times. It's probably Aizawa already had to pull some strings with the principal, so I'm assuming this is a one-time deal here where she's go to only the cultural festival. So if we've skipped ahead in the story, that's a good progression-wise, I guess. We're going to be getting on the story faster, and we'll see Gentle and La Brava hopefully appear soon. And I can see this being a shorter arc, so I'm not really very surprised by the fact we missed some of the practices and stuff, if that is indeed what happened, but I would have liked to see that. Like to see more slice of life stuff just with them all interacting, because each of the crews are just such a weird medley of characters, it would just be great to see more interactions between them when they're placed in different groups than the ones they usually gravitate towards. Anyway, that's it for this review. Sorry, I kind of rambled during a lot of it. I was very excited. This was a nice little chapter. I was smiling almost the entire time, and especially when I saw Izuku make that development right there. I really smiled then. So, if you like the review, like, comment, subscribe. I review My Hero Academia every week, and this week is actually on time for once. So, woo! Go being on time. Yeah. Until next time, guys. See ya.